This video is created by Jagrat Creations. It is useful for the students who are reading for CPT, CBSE, ISC or other higher secondary boards who have admission of a partner, who have got this chapter in their syllabus. Admission of a partner is a part of their syllabus of accountancy. Now, I want to solve one sum which is from this chapter. Just observe the sum on the screen and read it. Just read it carefully. Now, for the purpose of solving this sum, first step, I am going to consider the revaluation adjustment. Revaluation adjustments are given to me in adjustment number 3, 4 and 5. These three are the revaluation adjustments. So, first step, I am going to consider the revaluation adjustment. How the revaluation adjustments are going to be considered? Increase in the book value of asset is a gain credited to profit and loss adjustment account, and the increased value appears in the balance sheet, after admission. Decrease in value of assets is a loss debited to profit and loss adjustment account, and the decreased value of assets will appear in a balance sheet after admission. Same way, increase in liability being loss debited to profit and loss adjustment account, and the increased liability values will appear on the balance sheet liability side. Same way, decrease in the liability is a gain credited to profit and loss adjustment account, and the decreased liability will appear on the balance sheet liability. With the help of these four principles, I am going to consider, or I am going to prepare this profit and loss adjustment account, or say other name thereof is revaluation account. Now, first step is to consider the revaluation adjustment. Second thing, after considering the revaluation adjustment, I will consider the details of balance sheet which are not subject to revaluation. All those items of balance sheet will be considered. Third step, I'll close this profit and loss adjustment account and find out the net profit or loss on revaluation of assets and liabilities. And that profit or loss, whatever it may be, will be distributed amongst partners in their old profit sharing ratio, that is 3:1. That is third step. Fourth step, I'm going to consider the goodwill adjustment as given to me in adjustment number 2. And after that, I'm going to consider the capital adjustment. So my fourth step is the consideration of goodwill adjustment, and last step is to consider the capital adjustment. This is how I'm going to solve the sum. Now, goodwill is required to be adjusted to the capital accounts of the partners. Without opening goodwill account means it is to be adjusted in the capital accounts of the partners. The partners who gain the share in profit has to pay for goodwill, and the partner who sacrifice share in profit will get the amount of goodwill. This is the principle. On the basis of that, I am going to consider the goodwill adjustment. Now, let me start with the sum. I am required to prepare this profit and loss adjustment account, partners capital account, cash account and balance sheet after admission. Let me prepare that. But before that, let me identify the items of balance sheet subject to adjustment. So, office building subject to revaluation, machinery subject to revaluation, bad debt reserve, stock are the subject of revaluation, workman compensation fund, there is a liability against it. So this is how I mark the items of balance sheet subject to revaluation. Now, let me prepare all these four things which is being asked for. This is my profit and loss adjustment account, balance sheet, cash and bank, capital accounts. As I told to you, I'll first start with revaluation adjustment. That start from 3, 4 and 5 adjustments. Adjustment 3, value of building appreciated by 20%, the value is 1 lakh. 20% appreciation increase 20,000, one valued at 1,20,000. This new value will appear in the balance sheet. And this increase being gain credited to profit and loss adjustment account. Machinery depreciated by 10%. 80,000 minus 10% thereof 8,000. Decrease 8,000, loss debited to adjustment account, and the new value of machinery will appear in the balance sheet, 72,000. This is how this adjustment is considered. Stock valued at 24,000. Stock is 30,000, valued at 24,000. Decrease in value of stock 6,000. This decrease will be debited to adjustment account, and 24,000 will appear in the balance sheet. Next adjustment, bad debt reserve on debtors is to be increased up to 5,000. It is already existing 2,500. So bad debt reserve, that's a provision for loss. That provision exists to the extent of 2,500. We want a provision to a level of 5,000. So we are required to increase the provision by 2,500. That gets debited to profit and loss adjustment account, and bad debt reserve that gets deducted from debtors will be 2,000 plus 2,500, 5,000. So 5,000 deducted from debtors and 2,500 additional provision debited to profit and loss adjustment account. Journal entry for that, profit and loss adjustment account debit to bad debt reserve account credit. Very important. Unpaid expenses 2,000. That's a liability that will appear on the balance sheet liability side, and this increase in liability being loss debited to adjustment account. So profit and loss adjustment account is debited, and unpaid expense liability appears on the balance sheet liability side. 4,000 is to be paid against the claim for compensation, work accident compensation. Now workman compensation fund exists 6,000. So provision for expense, provision for giving compensation that exists in the balance sheet 6,000. That provision was made out of profit. Against this provision, liability exists only 4,000. So there is a provision more than the liability to the extent of 2,000 that may be identified as surplus, and that surplus gets distributed amongst all partners in their all profit sharing ratio. So workman compensation fund 6,000, claim there against 4,000, remaining fund 2,000, distributed in the ratio of 3:1. So 4,000 claim is a liability that will appear on the liability side, and this 2,000 distributed in the ratio of 3:1. So 1,500 and 500. This is how this adjustment is to be taken care of. Revaluation adjustments are done. Copy the remaining balance sheet. So office building machinery done, furniture yet to be recorded, debtors stock done, cash balance yet to be recorded, capital general reserve yet to be recorded, workman profit sharing fund and creditors yet to be recorded. So let me start with the capital. Opening balance. General reserve gets distributed in the ratio of 3:1. So 40,000 in the ratio of 3:1, so 30,000 and 10,000. Neela gets 30,000. Leela gets 10,000. Journal entry. General reserve account debit 40,000. To Neela's capital account credit 30,000. To Leela's capital account credit 10,000. Workman profit sharing fund. It is as it was in the old balance sheet. Creditor same value will be recorded in the balance sheet. Furniture appears at 10,000 in the balance sheet after admission because it is not subject to valuation, revaluation. Cash balance will appear here. Now consider the details of balance sheet is done. Now I want to close this profit and loss adjustment account. If the total of credit is more than total of debit, it's a gain distributed in the ratio of 3:1 between partners. If the total of debit is more than credit, it's a loss that will be also distributed amongst partners in the profit sharing ratio, but it will be debited to their capital accounts. So here total of the credit side is 20,000, while here the total is 18,500. So there is a gain of 1,500. That is to be distributed in the ratio of 3:1. So 1,500 distributed in the ratio of 3:1, and it will be credited to the capital account of Neela and Leela. This is the amount distributed between the partners in the old profit sharing ratio. Third step is over. Now I want to consider the goodwill adjustment. This is my goodwill adjustment. Anila was admitted. This is the new profit sharing ratio. Goodwill valued at 30,000. Necessary adjustment is to be passed to the capital accounts of the partners. Recording Anila's share of goodwill. For recording only Anila's share of goodwill without opening goodwill account. So goodwill is to be adjusted in the capital accounts of the partner. For that we require the details of old ratio and new ratio. Ratio existed before admission. Ratio existed after admission. On the comparison of these two ratios, we will find the gain or sacrifice in the share of profit. On the basis of that, goodwill gets distributed. Just observe here, I prepare the working. Old ratio, new ratio. Old ratio minus new ratio. The comparison has to be made. First partner is Neela. Old ratio is 3/4. New ratio 5/10. 3/4 minus 5/10. So 30 minus 20 upon 40. 10/40 is the sacrifice. So old ratio was 30/40 and new ratio is 20/40. So 10/40 is the sacrifice of Neela. What about Leela? 1/4. New ratio 3/10. 10 ones are 10 minus 4 threes are 12 upon 40. Minus 2/40, so negative. Sacrifice negative. So 2/40, if you say minus 2/40, so negative sacrifice. If you take 2/40 positive, then it's a gain. Now total value of goodwill is 30,000. Goodwill is to be adjusted to the capital accounts of the partner. The partners who have gained in a share of profit, they have to pay for the gain in the asset known as goodwill. And when they have to pay for the gain, the gainer's partner's capital accounts are debited and the sacrificer's partner's capital accounts is to be credited. Now here the new partner Anila, the gain of Anila is 2/10. The gain of Leela is 2/40. So both of them has to pay. So their capital account will be debited. And the sacrificer, Neela, she has sacrificed 10/40. So she will get 10/40 as her share in goodwill sacrificed. And when she is going to get, her capital account gets credited. So 30,000. What is the share gained by Anila? 2/10. So 30,000 into 2/10, 6,000. That Anila has to pay. So Anila's capital account is to be debited by 6,000. The another partner who has gained 2/40. So 30,000 into 2/40, 1,500 is the gain of Leela. Leela also has to pay 1,500. So Leela's capital account is also debited by 1,500. The partner who has sacrificed Neela, she will get 10/40 of 30,000. So 30,000 into 10/40, that works out to be 7,500. That is equal to this total. So the Leela and Anila has to pay. So their capital accounts are debited and the Neela is the gain. Neela's capital account is credited because she is a sacrificer. So Leela's capital account debit, Anila's capital account credit to Neela's capital account credit. This is how the goodwill entry is recorded. Goodwill is adjusted to the capital accounts of the partner. After this being done, I want to consider the capital adjustment. Look at the capital adjustment. Anila will bring 50,000 as capital. Cash account debit to Anila's capital account credit. After admission of Anila, now Anila is admitted. After admission of Anila, partners decide to keep their capital in the new profit sharing ratio, taking Anila's capital as the base. Share of Anila is 2 by 10. Capital that she is to maintain 50,000. So for 2 by 10 share, 2 by 10 means 1/5 share. For 1/5 share, capital required to be maintained by a new partner is 50,000. So what is the capital required to be maintained by Leela, who is going to get 5 by 10 share? For 2 by 10 share of Anila, she is going to maintain a capital of rupees 50,000. How much capital is required to be maintained by Leela, who is going to get 3 by 10 share in the future profit? This is how capital is required to be maintained in a partnership firm after admission. Let us work out. Share of, I want to find out Neela's capital required to be maintained. So Anila's share 2 by 10, for that she is required to maintain 50,000. How much is required to maintain by 5 by 10 share? So it should be 1,25,000. So 2 by 10 share 50,000. 5 by 10 how much? So 50,000 into 5 by 10 into 10 by 2. So 1,25,000 is the capital required to be maintained by Neela. So closing balance of Neela's capital account should be 1,25,000. Similarly, I want to find out the capital of Leela. So this is the closing capital. This will be the closing balance. It will also appear in the balance sheet. Now Leela's capital that I want to find out what she is required to maintain. So for 2 by 10 share, 50,000 is the capital need to be maintained by Anila. How much required to be maintained by Leela for 310 share? So 50,000 into 3 by 10 into 10 by 2, reversing. So 75,000 is the capital required to be maintained by Leela. This is how the capital closing balance appears in the balance sheet. Necessary adjustments are to be made in cash. So if there is an excess capital, capital will be refunded. So in case of Neela's capital is in excess of 1,25,000, she will be given back. She will be refunded. Her capital will be stands withdrawn. Similarly for Leela, if the total capital that is there here in this credit side, if it's greater than 75,000, she will get the excess capital back. Similarly, Anila's capital balance is to be maintained 50,000. And for that, if at all necessary cash is required to be brought, she has to bring. So this is the capital required to be maintained. Now, how much is the adjustment to be made in cash account? Let us work it out. So this is the capital of partners. Now, total of Neela's credit side, that works out to be 1,76,125. That I'll write it here. And from 1,76,125, I'll deduct 1,25,000. So this is the capital that will be given back to Neela. So Neela's capital account debit to cash account credit. Similarly, total of Leela's capital is 1,10,875. I will write 1,10,875. From this, I will deduct 75,000 and I will also deduct 1,500. And this is the amount that I get that will be given back to Leela. So Leela's capital account debit to cash account. So cash account is credited for the payment made to this partner, wherein they maintain the capital at the level of 1,25,000 and 75,000. Here total in case of Anila's debit side is 56,000. Capital, the amount stands credited to her account is 50,000. So she is required to bring 56,000 minus 50,000, 6,000 cash that she is supposed to bring. So cash account debit to Anila's capital account. This is how the capital account gets closed. Now I'll find out the cash balance. So total of debit minus total of credit. This is the closing cash balance that will appear in my balance sheet. After that, I'll have a total of both the sides. It should agree 2,84,000 is the total of my balance sheet. So this is how this sum gets solved. Just observe it once again. I think that you have followed this. Thanks to all of you.